Jai Jagannath. Hello students. Good morning everybody. Let us discuss types of sentences chapter 2 class 10 English grammar Board of Secondary Education Odisha. So let us discuss first what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words with a complete thought. A sentence is a group of words with a complete sense. There must be sense and a tense. And what we say a sentence? Sense and tense. A sentence has at least one independent finite verb. There must be at least one clause. For example, he teaches us English, man is a social animal. So, let us discuss. We should have a clear-cut idea about a phrase, a clause and a sentence. We should not confuse a phrase, a clause and a sentence. So let us discuss a first phrase. A phrase is a group of words with a sense. For example, that old man, that dancing girl. So many phrases are there. Phrases are of different kinds. As a noun phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, prepositional phrase. Let us come to discuss a clause. A clause is a group of words with a subject and a verb in the predicate part and may form a complete sentence or a part of a sentence. So a clause is a sentence-like structure, but it is a part of a larger sentence. For example, this is the reason why he does not want to come. Why he does not want to come is a clause. It can't be a sentence because independently it can't stand. It can't denote any meaning. For its meaning, it depends on another clause. Like this is the reason. That is also a clause. Let us discuss sentence. A sentence is a group of words with a complete sense. For example, man is immortal, the sky is blue. This man is immortal stands independently. Independent clause, meaningful with a complete thought. Let us differentiate. We should know to have a clear-cut idea for a phrase, a clause and a sentence. A phrase is a group of words. A clause also a group of words. A sentence also a group of words. A phrase has no finite verb, may have a subject or not. But a clause has a subject and a predicate. But a sentence has a subject and a predicate. And a phrase has no finite meaning. But a clause has a meaning of its own. But a sentence expresses a complete thought. For in case of a phrase to obtain a certain meaning, it should be used in a sentence. For a clause, it forms a part of a larger sentence. So, I think we will not be confused. Again, let us discuss the types of sentences. There are three types of sentences. Broadly, we know. One is simple sentences, second compound sentences, and complex sentences. Let us read one by one. First, simple sentences. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence has only one independent clause with one finite verb in it. For example, John likes movies. Corona is a deadly disease. She is a nurse. These are the examples of independent clause. Simple sentence. Why? Because only one finite verb. John likes movies. Likes is only one finite verb. Clause, only one clause. One clause, one finite verb, that is simple sentence. And there are four kinds of simple sentences. There are declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, and exclamatory sentences. First, let us discuss declarative sentences. A declarative sentence is a sentence of statement. We can say statement sentences. Statements in a declarative sentence, the predicate is a statement about the subject. or something else. For example, Kotak is on the Mahanadi. It is a declarative sentence. The cuckoo is singing in the mango grove. He came first in the last examination. These are the examples of a declarative sentence. And we know there are five main patterns of simple sentences in English. We should know it for formation of sentences or to look or identify the sentences. We should be aware of this. They are broadly of two types. One is intransitive pattern, another is transitive pattern. Intransitive means a verb with object is a transitive verb, a verb without object is intransitive. So, with the use of a transitive and intransitive verb in the sentence, we know the patterns. So, let us discuss first the intransitive pattern. Intransitive pattern are subject plus verb plus adjunct. We may use adjunct or not. It is optional, additional, not obligatory. And another is subject plus verb plus complementary. Complement plus adjunct. We know complement is obligatory part and is compulsory. We can't eradicate complement here, and adjunct here is optional. We may or may not use. And other three are transitive patterns. Verb with the object or verb transitive verbs. Subject plus verb plus object plus adjunct. Another is subject plus verb plus object plus object plus adjunct. And lastly, subject plus verb plus object plus complement plus adjunct. First, we should go one by one. First pattern is subject plus verb pattern. The wind blows, birds fly in the sky, only subject and verb. We know adjuncts or adverbs can be used or can be or not. So then next pattern is next intransitive pattern is subject verb complement. Subject plus verb plus complement. He became a doctor. She looks worried. Here a doctor worried at the complements. And he is the subject became is the verb and a doctor is the complement. So subject verb plus complement pattern. Let us discuss other three transitive pattern. That is the first one is third one is subject verb object. Subject plus verb plus object pattern. For example, my father built this house. My father is the subject, built is the verb, this house is the object. She sold her old car. She is the subject, sold is the verb, her old car is the object. This is subject plus verb plus object pattern. Let us discuss subject plus verb plus object pattern. He gave me a book. The teacher taught us English. The teacher taught us English. The teacher is the subject. Taught is the verb. Us is the object. English is the also object. We know. I taught is the transitive. Here it is detransitive because two objects are there. And here us is the indirect object and English is the direct object. How? If you ask taught the verb, how? What? Answer will come English. The object that is direct object. English. If you ask the verb taught, how, whom, answer will come us, person, that is indirect object. So let us discuss the fifth pattern. Subject plus verb plus object complement. Subject plus verb plus object plus complement. We elected him chairman. We subject elected verb him object chairman complement. Here complement of the object. They found the servant honest. The subject found or the servant object and here honest is the complement. And we know this is the object of the complement. And here complement may be an adjective, adverb like this. So let us discuss second type of sentence, that is interrogative sentences. And sentences which ask questions are called interrogative sentences. And interrogative sentences are two types. One is yes no question or another is a WH question. So let us discuss yes no questions first. Do you, for example, do you like swimming? Are you ready to join us? When we make yes no questions, auxiliary comes first. Or with the help of auxiliaries, we make yes no questions expecting the answer yes or no. And another type of question is WH questions. With the help of WH words, we make WH questions, interrogative sentences. What is your favorite subject? How are you? Who is your teacher? Like this. And let us discuss the imperative sentences. Imperative sentences express an order, a request, an advice, or a command, etc. For example, advice. Respect your parents. Obey the order. And respect your teachers. A request. Please have a cup of tea. Please take your seat. It is a request. And a command. March ahead. Soldiers, go forward. This command by the commander like this. Suggestion, let us go on a picnic. Prayer, have mercy on us. Warning, beware of pickpockets. Instructions, do not write on the book. Order, shut the door. Wish, have a happy journey. We have marked that there is no subject in this except a suggestion. Let us go on a picnic. In other sentences, what is the subject? Here subject is you. That is understood subject. Respect your parents means you respect your parents. Open the door means you open the door. That means you subject is not mentioned here. But in case of let us go on a picnic, let we or us is the subject. Other imperative sentences, we know that you is the subject. So let us discuss what are the characteristics of these imperative sentences. The subject is not usually used. The sentences begin with the verb in its base form. The sentences can be made negative. There is no change in tense, aspect, voice and modality in case of imperative sentences. We should keep in mind. Let us discuss another type of a declarative sentence, that is exclamatory sentence. Simple sentence, exclamatory sentence. The sentences which express surprise, admiration, sorrow and other feelings in an emphatic way are called exclamatory sentences. How fast time flies, what a fine singer he is, how beautiful she sings, what an excellent singer she is. We make them with the help of exclamatory sentences begin with the how or what. They can be changed into negative sentence. They cannot be changed into negative sentences. What plus a noun plus how plus an adjective or adverb. He is very stupid. How stupid he is. He is a very stupid boy. What a stupid boy he is. So we know. Then let us discuss affirmation and negation. For example, the boy ran down. Where is the postman? Produce your witness. How gracefully she walks. All the above sentences given as examples of declarative, interrogative, imperative and exclamatory sentences which express something in affirmative sentences. In affirmation, they are positive. And you see, the above sentences means are in affirmation. I don't like it. I don't like to eat. Is not she active? Do not open the door. Above examples are the examples of negative sentences. Mark that declarative, interrogative and imperative sentences can be made negative, but exclamatory sentences cannot be negativized. We should keep in mind again and again. Exclamatory sentences have no negative form. So let us discuss the compound sentences. What is a compound sentence? A compound sentence is one in which there are two more than one independent clauses which are joined by coordinating conjunctions or coordinators. For example, he joined the English essay competition and won the first prize. Here two coordinating clauses are there. He joined the English essay competition and another is he won the first prize. Two independent clauses, two coordinate clauses joined by coordinator, and so this is a compound sentence. She must weep or she will die. She must weep is a coordinate clause. She will die, it is also a coordinate clause. That means both of the clauses are independent and they are joined by coordinating conjunction, or so it is we can say this is a compound sentence. Let us discuss the coordinators and the compound sentences. If we know the coordinators, we can and subordinators, then we can easily find whether it is a compound sentence or a complex sentence. Coordinators first, and we mostly use and. The postman came and gave me the letters. But is another coordinator. He is very hardworking, but he is not intelligent. Yet is also another one. He is not rich, yet he is happy. Still, he did a lot of work. Still, he could not pass. Nevertheless, I am ill with fever. Nevertheless, I shall sit for the exam. Or you may go home or stay here. Dear friends, you see, in compound sentences, with the help of the coordinator and but, there is no use of comma. But others, yet, still, nevertheless, like this, we use comma. Another is or else, work hard or else you will fail. Work hard, after this there is a comma, or else you will fail. And after coordinators, most of the coordinators, comma is used after the first clause or before the coordinator. Otherwise, call the doctor, otherwise the patient will die. Therefore, he was ill, therefore he could not attend the party. And you see, neither nor, either or, not only but also, both hands. These are also coordinators. They are called balanced, grammatical balanced structures. Why? Because either you live or I will live. The old man could neither read nor could he write. Why he used nor first before? Nor could he write and could before the subject he? Because nor is used. Not only but also, he not only liked the house but also bought it. And both hand I can both sing and dance. So you see, it is also a compound sentence. Why? What are the two clauses, independent clauses? I can both sing, I can sing, I can dance. Two clauses, I can sing and I can dance. And joined by coordinator, both hands. I can both sing and dance, you see. Two finite clauses are there, or independent clauses are there. Two finite verbs as sing and dance are there. Then let us see another coordinator. So, I was hungry, so I wanted to have an early lunch. For I am tired, for I have been working all day. Besides, I don't want to go to the cinema. Besides, I am feeling tired. So, these are the coordinators. So, we should know, we should keep in mind the coordinators and or coordinating conjunctions and their use. Let us discuss the third one, that is the complex sentences. So what is a complex sentence? A complex sentence is one in which there is only one independent finite clause, which is called a main clause or a principal clause, and one or more dependent or subordinate clause that may be either non-finite or finite. So from this we know that in a complex sentence there must be a principal, independent or main clause. Besides that, one or more dependent or subordinate clauses. The main clause can occur independently on its own in a sentence. It can form a sentence by itself, and the other name of main clause is the principal clause or independent clause. What is a subordinate clause? A subordinate clause has to be dependent on the main clause in some way. It can't occur in the sentence independently on its own. For example, tell me where you were born. Where you were born? That is the subordinate clause. Tell me the main clause. Mina has a pen which writes beautifully. Mina has a pen, the main clause, because it is a dependent clause and it can stand independently. Which writes beautifully, this clause is dependent. This clause is subordinate to the main clause. So this sentence is the complex one. I saw that Upun was typing. He said that he was honest. When the sun set, my brother returned to the camp. When the sun set, my brother returned to the camp. Two clauses are there. My brother returned to the camp is the main clause. When the sun set is the subordinate clause. So this is it. These are the examples of the complex sentences. So let us discuss, and we should know what are the subordinate clauses are type, and the subordinate clauses are mainly three types: noun clauses, relative or adjective clauses. The relative clauses and adjective clauses remain the same, and adverb clauses. So to know the subordinators or complex sentence, we should know the subordinators and subordinating conjunction and the complex sentence. For example, you see before. Look before you leap. Here, what is the main clause? Look is the main clause. Before you leave is the subordinate clause, and before is the subordinator. So it is a complex sentence. After the doctor arrived, after the patient had died. The doctor arrived, the main clause. After the patient had died is the subordinate clause, and after is the subordinator. So it is a complex sentence. Until, till, let us wait until the rain stops. Like since, I have not seen him since we parted. When the cat is away, the mice will play. While the boy fell down while he was riding a bike. As soon as he ran to the door, as soon as he heard the noise. As you are tired, you had better have a rest. As if he behaves as if he is a drunkard. He behaves with the main clause. As if he is a drunkard is the subordinate clause. Though he is poor, he is honest. He is honest, he is independent, he is honest. Independently, it can stand, it can denote its meaning. So it is independent clause, main clause, or principal clause. Though he is poor, it depends on that main clause to denote its meaning. So, though he is poor is the subordinate clause, and though is the subordinator or subordinating conjunction. So the sentence, though he is poor, he is honest, is the complex sentence. Unless is another example. You will fail unless you work hard. So that finish it so that you may start another. So these are the examples. Let us sum up the chapter and let us discuss and see minutely the diagram of different types of sentences. sentences, we can divide them two. One, we say sentences with one clause, sentences with more than one clause. If one clause is that is independent clause, that is a main clause or principal clause, and that sentence is simple sentence. If it is more than one clause, it may be of two types. That is two or more coordinate clauses or independent clauses. A sentence having two or more independent clauses, that is compound sentence. And another possibility is there, one or more than one dependent clause or subordinate clause. If in a sentence one or more than dependent clause is there, subordinate clause is there, that is clearly we know, we are sure that is a complex sentence. I think, my dear students, you will have a clear-cut idea about the types of sentences, as whether the sentence is a simple sentence, compound sentence, or complex sentence, you can know. So, dear friends, if you like this my teaching, please subscribe in my YouTube channel. Thank you everybody. Best of luck.